I'm 25 years old with a 1 year old, and all I can say is seriously be careful who you have kids by. An immature baby daddy can set you back. An immature baby daddy can bring you unnecessary stress. An immature baby daddy can stop you from who you are to become. When I tell you if I could go back, I would have ran. I would have ran. No, I do not regret having my daughter, but I do regret the person that I had her with. When I tell you, I feel like I set myself up for failure. I felt like that, and I felt like that for a long time. Until one day, I decided to say, you know what? The only person that can dig herself out of this hole is myself. All I can say is, if you can avoid pregnancy, do it, especially if you're young. Venture off. Make sure the man really loves you, but also make sure the man has qualities and he's showing you qualities that he can be a good father. Being a single mom ain't for the weak. It's not easy, no matter how much it's glamorized. It is very difficult raising a child, and it's even more difficult when you're young and unstable.
Here's the thing. So she's actually a single mom, and she's have this 1 year old child with this dude that she met. And so the thing is, she's now regretting her actions. She's not regretting, actually. She said in the video that she's not regretting having the child, but she's regretting having the womb she had the child with. So she's actually saying that the guy was no good to have the child with. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with the black community. If you want to have a child and you want to raise a family, why don't you look for a guy that is marriage material, a guy that you know you're gonna take his last name, a guy that you respect, a guy that you know he's not for the streets, a guy that is responsible, that can take responsibilities, and that can take care of a child, and that can take care of a family. So this is a very deep problem in the black community, because as we know, most black families, they live without a parent in their without a father in their house. So there's no male figure to actually vet the man that she's gonna get married to. And that's why many women make very poor choices in life and in dating, because they don't know how to vet for the right guy, and therefore they fall pregnant, and then they come and regret back later on. It's the same with this lady that is saying that she regrets having whom she had a child with. So why will you open your legs to a man? Why will you give up your womb? Your womb and your sexuality is the most important thing for you as a woman. Is the most important thing. It's sacred. Like if we go back into history, we will see that many women in the past were virgins. Like promiscuous women were frowned upon. Promiscuous women are even frowned upon till this very day. But in the past, it was even more so. So women were very, very cautious about keeping their virginity, because they knew that that is what is sacred, and that is what will um, will help them to get the man that they are seeking for. So you open your legs to this dude that you know very well he wasn't fit enough to be a dad, he wasn't fit enough to be your husband. You knew very well. Most of these women, they know the guys that they date. They know the guys. You know he can't get a job. He's around in the streets corner. He's in the streets. He's gang banging. He's do whatever, whatever. And you you see him worthy enough for you to open your legs to. I don't get it. If you open your legs to a man, and you have a baby by him, you should be able to marry that man. That should be your husband. You should be able to marry that man, because you found him worthy enough for you to open your legs to. So here's the thing. That's why in the black community we have all these homes, single mother homes, because women don't vet their men properly. There's no male figure in their life to help them vet the guy that they're going to get married to. So It's a really a crazy problem. So let's hear what she's gonna say in the rest of the video.
It's harder to go to school. It's harder to work. It's harder to do everything because you now have a child that depends on you. When I tell y'all, run from the stars, from these toxic men, and do not let them impregnate you, run.
So she's saying basically that it's difficult to be a single mother and stuff like that. Yeah, it's difficult to be a single mother. That is because of your poor choices. That's because of your poor choices. Like, make the right choices in life so that you don't get to regret later on. So she's blaming the guy to be toxic. She's blaming the guy to be immature. But you yourself, at 25 years old, you were immature. You were immature at 25 years old. You were not smart enough to say, hey, this guy is not marriage material. This guy doesn't fit to be a father. So why would I open my legs to a guy that is not fit to be a father? So these are the choices that these ladies have to make so that they should not fall in this kind of problems. So now she's telling other women that, hey, make good choices now in life. Well, her advice is her advice, what I recommend her in this video is that her advice is very good, because she's telling other women not to do the same thing that she did, that they should try to find a guy that really loves them, find a guy that respects them, find a guy that is able to take care of a family, find a guy that is able to be a father to their children, find a guy that is marriage material, that is husband material, and first, before having a child with them, which is the thing that women have to do. This is what they will have to do. You got to be dating with intention. You just can't be sleeping around. You just can't be sleeping around with dudes just because you are all in love, and you have all these butterflies with you, and then you just sleeping around and then just get pregnant. So that's what this lady is facing right now. So she's trying to tell other women, oh no, don't do this. But in fact, it should be the opposite. In fact, you need to make the right decisions first so that you don't regret later on. Vet the guy first so you don't regret later on. Don't open your legs to a man that is not worthy to be a father, that's not worthy to be a husband, that's not marriage material. When you open your legs and you have a baby with a guy, that guy should be the father, he should be your husband. You should go back to him, because you can't have a child with a man and then you go and then you date another guy and then we want the guy to be a stepfather to that man. How is that fair to the new guy? That's not fair to the new guy. You have to be a stepfather to another man's baby, to another man's dude, because you of the poor choices you make. You couldn't vet properly. Nah. So let me hear what you guys think about the video. Like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate you listening to this video, and comment below what you think about. Peace.